b2evolution is a rock-solid CMS for powering blogs. I chose it because it just works. You install it, configure it, and then you don't have to continue tinkering with it just to keep it afloat, unlike other web-based CMSs for blogs. Version 4.0.3 is the latest release. I decided to install it because it brings a new feature. Specifically, it makes dealing with spam comments much easier. First, let me show you how this works in the current version of b2evolution. Here are some examples of spam comments. You can do two things with them. First, you can just remove it, and second, you can ban it by removing it and adding the URL in the commenter's properties to the blacklist, such that new comments from this person will not be published ever again. Normally, I ban the comments because this saves me work in the future. Since the number of comments is pretty large, this involves a lot of clicks and a lot of repetitive tasks, which is not convenient. Every time this happens, you have to go back to the comments tab, then here, and then take the next comment. So to save the last couple of clicks, you just open this in a new tab. You perform these actions. Then you close the tab and then you go to the next comment and so on. As you can see, this is not very convenient. A lot of clicks, a lot of page reloading. It gets annoying really fast. It's not user-friendly. In the latest version, changes were made and process became much better. I set up a test version running on my local machine here, and you can see a few things. First of all, the draft comments are with a yellow background, so you can easily distinguish them from the ones that are published. Second, you can deal with the comments much easier. You don't have to open new tabs and you don't have to reload the page because it opens a little overlay window using Ajax. So the effort is reduced. Still, it does have a few usability issues. Specifically, if you have 10 comments, you will have to press this button 10 times in order to get rid of all those comments. So even though this is a huge step forward, it's still not the best thing that could have been achieved with from the usability perspective. And therefore, I think b2evolution can be improved significantly if the following changes will be made in its behavior. If we analyze a typical use case, we see that what happens often is the following. We have a lot of comments, and only a small part of them are reasonable comments which you will choose to keep. And I think we can do the following. By adding a checkbox to each comment and two buttons. One of them is delete all and the other one is ban all. And by all, I mean all the ones which were selected. By doing this, so imagine that there are some other comments underneath. So if we do this, we can mark the comments that we wish to get rid of. And then with a single click on this button, the same action takes place. So we make it even easier to deal with spam comments. Besides that, we can apply some other things to make it even easier. Imagine that this set represents all the comments that we are receiving on the blog. In practice, only a small fraction of these comments are non-spam comments. So it will be much easier to mark which comments are the good ones and then remove all the comments besides the ones we have marked. This way we save lots of clicks, a lot of minutes, and we have a much more friendlier experience, much more pleasant one. And finally, there is another bit. If you wish to ban the comments, that is, you do this rather than this, you will have to indicate a few more settings. Let me show you what I mean. When you press ban, you sometimes have to adjust the URL such that redundant information does not get submitted to the b2evolution anti-spam database. Still, even though sometimes you customize it, most often people leave it at the default setting engine and then they just click perform selected operations. Therefore, it will be better if we choose reasonable default settings and allow people to carry out those actions without further questions. This way, even more time can be saved. So to sum things up, I believe that b2evolution should be updated in the following way. We need checkboxes to mark comments, and we need buttons which apply an action to the group of selected comments. And the second enhancement would be the one which takes this into account. We should only select the good comments, mark them as good or trusted, and then there should be another button called remove all unmoderated comments. So as soon as we filter them by selecting the good ones, it is clear that the ones that are left can be safely deleted and banned with the default settings chosen by the developers.